We've been making videos about old racetracks for a while now, but recently our friend TJ graciously invited us out to Calgary to check out the car scene over there. So we packed up our camera gear and drove 10 hours across the province with the goal of exploring 3 abandoned racetracks.
Give me your best grizzly bear noise. That's pretty good, I won't even lie.
Our first stop actually wasn't a racetrack at all. This is ZR Auto in Calgary, a performance shop with deep ties to Race City Motorsports Park. TJ actually used to work here washing cars, which made him a very qualified tour guide for us. As soon as we walked in, we were greeted by this insane trio of Ferraris, and we'll get to those in a second. The owner of this shop is Zahir Rana, quite possibly the coolest person we've ever met. Zahir owns this 900 horsepower Ferrari Enzo ZXX and has driven it just about as hard as you can drive a car. He's raced this car against a fighter jet, raced it at the Nürburgring, crashed it into the Atlantic Ocean in Newfoundland, rebuilt it, and of course, raced it as well as his Ferrari F40 on the Race City track in Calgary, which is why we're here. This shop is incredible. The history on display is insane, and we could easily have spent all day here, but we only had 2 days to film in Calgary before we had to drive 10 hours back to Vancouver, so we had to make the most of it. Our next stop was Stampede Speedway. This track operated from 1982 until 1987. Ownership changed hands multiple times through its 5-year history, and there was even an attempt to resurrect the track in 1995, but it didn't work out. It definitely doesn't have the deepest history out of the tracks we're trying to visit, but it is by far the most intact. You can see the track here on Google Maps with a couple roads actually leading right to it. Unfortunately, they're all dirt roads and my car is definitely not fit for off-roading. So our plan was to park at the end of the pavement on 50th Avenue Southeast and walk the rest of the way to the track. All right, so we were trying to make our way down this path to Stampede Speedway, but I think this is a marsh through here and there's barbed wire fence on both sides, so we're kind of stuck where we are. But I'm fairly certain that the old racetrack is probably only about a kilometer-ish that way. So we're gonna throw the, look at that bird. What the heck is that?
I think it's a heron.
That's crazy.
It's like a pterodactyl.
Yeah, we're gonna throw the drone up and see if...
Good thing for this piece of scrap wood.
That's perfect. See what we can see.
That's actually really cool. How do we get
awesome.
there though?
There's like so many tires lining the whole thing too.
I don't know how we're gonna get there though.
Yeah. It's like pretty interesting because you can see like the outline of the whole oval, but not that much of it is still visible.
It's definitely
really.
kind of destroyed.
Because you can see like this side, the tires kind of outline it, but there's
still some concrete there too. Okay, Taylor's gonna land the drone. It's way too far.
It would be a trek from here.
He thought we could walk through this marsh, and it's definitely not gonna happen, so we're gonna have to figure out another way to get out there. Ah, there it is. Do not hit the telephone wire. That's what happens to people who are less skilled at flying the drone out here.
From above, this track looks amazing, but with no clear route to get to it on foot, we put Stampede Speedway on pause and ventured out towards the most historic track in Calgary, Race City Motorsports Park. Race City operated from 1985 to 2011. It featured a drag strip, road course, and even a small oval track. It hosted the Atlantic Championship, NASCAR, the Canadian Superbike Championship, and even Vans Warped Tour. The facility closed at the end of 2011 when the city of Calgary refused to renew the lease.
This is it. Shepherd Landfill. where Race City Motorsports Park used to be until the city of Calgary decided they needed more land for their landfill. This is unfortunately a very common occurrence in Canada where tracks just get taken for other purposes.
So we knew going into this trip that the landfill had replaced the track, but in my mind, I thought we'd somehow be able to explore the land, but with everything protected by security at the entrances and fences surrounding the entire property, it felt like they did not want us exploring any further than from behind the fence. Which in hindsight, I should have expected, but it still sucked.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like enough for a full YouTube video.
I know, that's what I'm starting to think too. Can't get to any of the tracks.
Can't get to that track.
It was around this time that we started feeling pretty discouraged. We just drove 10 plus hours to explore these tracks and it felt like we struck out hard on the first two. Luckily, we had one more track to explore and that was Circle 8 Speedway. From above, this area appears to have been fully taken over by a driving range, but if you look a little closer, you can see the outline of Turn 3 peeking through the grass, and that's exactly where we went.
Beside this driving range, hopefully not going to get hit with a golf ball, but this is kind of the top of the bank of Turn 3, I believe.
This track was open from 1967 to 1980, and there's even a few photos and newspaper clippings floating around, which gives you an idea of what it used to be.
Yeah, we're in the danger zone. Ooh! That could be.
It is.
Oh, really?
This is a piece of the track.
Dang.
That's in there. I'm pretty sure this is this is totally the track.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's totally it. 'Cause that's not like rock, that's really in there. Dude, that's so... Yeah, it's just a layer of moss, look at that. You know that show Man Tracker? Track Tracker.
Tire right there. If I had a nickel for every time I was at a racetrack that became a golf course, I would have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
After exploring Circle 8 Speedway, our spirits were much higher and we decided we had to get our feet on the ground at the first track we visited, Stampede Speedway. We'd find a way to walk there if we had to, but we figured it wouldn't hurt to ask around and see if anyone had a vehicle that they wouldn't mind thrashing around a bit. On the evening before we had to head home, we got some good news. One of TJ's friends had exactly what we needed. This is Daniel and his Land Rover LR3. It seems perfect for exploring abandoned racetracks.
There he is, the lad from Scotland.
We were also planning on meeting up with another one of TJ's friends.
I'm here too.
Maybe he's like actually at the pull-off.
Are you at the pull-off, mate? Are you there? Like, are you at the location? Yeah. All right, okay. Well, we'll see you in a bit. All right. I just had to pick up TJ and all right, mate. Bye. Yeah. Oh, hey. All right. Okay. Hard to say, Land Rover. Yeah.
We are roving the land.
It's true. It's true.
But I think they're coming back, alright?
We'll see.
In the winter?
Maybe not driving.
I think I'd fly it, yeah. I don't think I'd drive in the winter.
Just wait for everybody to
You have to
pass.
do a U-turn here?
Yeah,
Why?
let's go down that road.
That
Yeah.
street didn't have
Yeah.
a cross.
Nope.
You could have just driven over it, you know?
I know, I've got a Land Rover. However, my rear upper control arm is not feeling too good, so maybe not. I only bought this car like a week and a half ago.
Oh, really?
So. Oh yeah.
Test.
Yeah. Well, what's the story behind this? Is it like when was it closed down?
I think it closed down in '87, but it was called Stampede Speedway. It was only ever a dirt track, but
Right. Because you can still see the tires and
yeah,
stuff.
it's
still
like
there.
almost
So-
entirely intact still, which is rare for any of the tracks around here. So
So who owns it? at the moment?
I have no idea if anyone really.
There's very little information on it.
Okay. Well, it looks like they're going to be building something out here. Maybe a data center, we don't know. Bloody, they're building 50 million of those.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build one in my town, which
No way.
really sucks.
That
so.
does suck.
Okay, so allegedly Daniel's somewhere here. I'm surprised he came down here with his Jag. But again, British vehicles that can go anywhere. Alright.
There's the Jag. Look at
There he is. It looks so out of place here.
that. Man on the prowl.
Yeah, this is true.
True Jag you are.
Alright, look at him now. Look at him. Alright, okay. Well, yeah. Well, we have got 7 seats.
True. Yeah, we can pop all the
Now,
way
I
back.
haven't really cleaned the back seats.
Are we not
so-
walking to the location?
Well, that's us.
We can. I mean, it's up to you if you want to walk.
Yeah, but I think driving it would be kind of.
Would be
Hang
cool.
on, I've got to. Well, we should kind of go this way.
Just don't let him in.
Yeah. Bye, mate. Yeah, this is great, actually.
Stop.
No, I know. All right, one of you's gonna have to pop out, and don't look underneath the seats. They're kind of gross.
Probably
You want to sit in the back?
Yeah, I can go around it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like yeah, I would say let's walk. I don't want
Okay.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Dan.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I just drove up, and there's like a part where you can like just park your car.
prairie dogs and things over there.
Yeah, there's what do you call it? Prairie chickens too. I almost hit some by accident. Came close, I didn't though. No, but there was like people dumping stuff, so I didn't want to like puncture a tire. That's why I moved my car.
So just to clarify on the names, this is Daniel and his Land Rover, and this is Dan and his Jaguar.
Look at how majestic that was.
It's just sitting there. Yeah.
It's so empty. Yeah. Maybe this was an original toolbox from when the track was being used.
Maybe.
And this is what was left. This is a remnant.
That's what we're wondering.
It's real gross.
Yeah, that's what someone was saying. There's still barriers. Yeah, it's still in. It's been like 40 years and it's still here.
And they haven't built, considering like they build a lot around here.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
What's so crazy, they made this, had it for 5 years, and then just abandoned it and didn't build anything instead of it, like replacing it.
Well, I think it was kind of the same thing that happened with a lot of them, where the city just buys it off them, and it's just like,
We just want it.
we don't want you to have it. We
Why
want
did
it.
they sell it though? Why wouldn't you just keep it? Like, no, the land will be worth more in 10 years or 20 years.
That's a good question. I feel like a lot of racetrack owners end up leasing the land instead of buying it, and then they just get their lease runs out, or the city won't renew it. Ooh, and that.
What is that?
That looks like
Piece
a.
of something?
Maybe over there, off the track. FYI, there's ticks in the grass.
How do you know that?
Daniel told me. He's a reliable source of information.
Well, because it's the middle of summer, so
You're gonna be okay, dude. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
you're okay. You got the shiniest legs out of all of us. So it's okay.
Why don't you go first, and then they'll all latch onto you.
That's right.
You could take that home with you.
That's pretty cool.
Does that have a year on it? That's an original. Look, that's like an old one. It's
Yeah.
got the old Goodyear logo.
It's got no year though.
It's a good.
It's old. You should put that, take that home again.
You could put that in your house.
Garage.
So many old tires in my garage.
Yeah, but not that old. That.
Pretty old.
I don't know. Is this track?
This,
or is it
and
on
then
the
all
other
the way
side?
Yeah,
around the
it goes
tire.
all the way around.
No, but is it on the other side
Yeah.
of these tires?
Did they
or-
race cars here or
Yeah.
just other things?
No,
I think
that's-
this is like
cars.
a circle track, right?
Yeah, it was an oval track.
And apparently we found a banner.
Well, I think it's a banner.
Daniel was touching it.
I was touching it. Well, it did at first, but then it's like red stripes and then blue stripes at the same time.
This might be from the original
Two
track.
stripes.
No, but this might actually be part of the history of the track. This could
I was-
be maybe the event.
I was thinking of pulling it out. Like, this track could be restored. It could be something really cool. If probably not even with that much work, honestly.
You could do it,
I could do it.
Yeah, you could do it.
and you can help.
You will do it. No, I'm alright. You can do it. I'll tell you what, it's really cool. You can see that this has a
the bank.
Yep.
It's Very interesting. I wonder, so what were the speeds that they were doing around this track?
That's a really good question. There's really
just
no
so little information
Like,
about it.
This is gonna be one of those, like, put a post in one of the Facebook groups
And then
and hope
find it.
somebody's dad raced here or something.
Oh, there's parts.
Our part.
He's going to get parts for his Jag.
No, what is that? Look.
Do you know what's interesting though? Because this track's been abandoned for quite a while.
Oh,
It's still's got some sort of a trail going on, so that means probably some people are using this
You think?
to some extent. Yeah. Well, because this wouldn't be like this. It
I would
be
think.
like that.
I think it would be. It's just that the ground was so compacted that it barely grows.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a nice little flower just randomly in the middle here.
Oh yeah.
It's quite,
Poetic.
yes.
how ironic is this?
There's a frog.
Oh, there's a frog all over it.
Stepped on it.
I doubt.
Broke it.
Where's he been living?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, it's perfect. There is old
maybe
junk
he
here.
did find a body.
Yeah, old
Diff
junk.
covered.
Logan Paul 2.0.
He kicks the.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
kinda cool.
That's really cool.
What is that? Diff
Cover,
Yeah,
yeah.
diff cover. I think that's from 8.8 Ford or something.
Okay.
No, it is. It's the big ones that weren't IRS or whatever.
Like a Mustang.
Yeah, like a older Mustang.
It's gotta be. Yeah, that's old concrete.
Yeah,
Or that could be tiles somewhere through here.
might be. Yeah, I think it is.
Landscaping tile.
Never mind, no history here. More garbage. There used to be a ton of car culture in Calgary, no?
No, it's all gone.
It's all gone. We used to have Race City too.
Yeah, we tried to go where that was, but now it's a dump.
It's a dump, yeah.
Let's do that one we went to. What's the other one we checked out?
Circle 8 Speedway.
Yeah, Circle 8.
It's a driving range now.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
That's even more buried than this.
Yeah.
Well, it's still there too, though.
Well, they kind of bulldozed it. You can't even like even if you went to the driving range, you couldn't even really access it.
We kind of went
We
like
found
a little
it. Oh, really?
north
We found
of
two
it,
turns of
and
it.
you can stand like in the almost like the banks of the turn 3 and 4.
Really?
And
So
there's
that's
still
kinda
some like asphalt buried.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's all busted up, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was cool because we didn't realize we were standing right on it, and then we opened Google Maps and we're like, oh, we're standing right on top of
Yeah.
it.
Was it like buried in grass or what?
Yeah.
We explored around Stampede Speedway for a while, and there's plenty of garbage laying around out here. Some of it much newer than 1987, but it was still very interesting to snoop around and imagine what this place would have been like 40 years ago.
TJ's the one that turned around and said, "There's a white bag," and I said, "Where?" And he's like, "It's there." And he was very, he knew where it was. See, this is what happens when you reject TJ to do a Why I Drive video. I put you in a bag and dump you. Look at him. Does that look like a sane person?
He was like, "Let's film the Jaguar," and I said, "No, man, maybe later." And then he immediately hit me. It's like, TJ, if you ever see TJ's car in the wild, You open the passenger side door, you open the glove box, and he's got a large tube sock filled with nickels.
Yeah.
And every time someone denies him an interview, he just whacks him over the head.
You know how easy this is to drive in a Land Rover over this type of stuff? It's great.
It's so long. I've never sat all the way back.
I know, you're far away, dude.
SUV.
This is quite deep.
You could probably make it through the ruts.
I know.
How many times have you taken it off-road since you bought it?
This is the first time.
Huh? Good test.
Literally, well, I was going to a wedding, and I had to go quite quickly on a country road. That was the only other time. But, yeah, it was really impressive.
After getting our feet on the ground at Stampede Speedway, the trip felt like a success. We also managed to film some short form videos about this insane Fast and Furious car collection, so if you'd like to see some of those, check out our Instagram. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. If you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could subscribe. We're about 15 away from 1,000 subscribers, and that'd be a super cool milestone to hit.